So, stage fright. Everybody has it, including me.
Yes! It's okay. Have you stage fright?
Maybe. But are we closing the door or just staying open?
Can we please close the door? Is it a problem? I thought that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I thought that guy stayed there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, hi. Hello. Nice to meet you.
You're
Okay.
a panel assistant.
No, I don't want it. So the one my bed.
Yeah, I got the VIP. I got the join the panel. So, hi, I am Flitterkriz.
And I am Singalek. Nice to meet you all.
And our lovely assistant is PX Prof. He's also a volunteer, and he's also a friend of mine, and he has helped me on panels before. So please bask in his glory. Let's go. So this is never mind.
There we go.
Yeah, it was just the gift from
Somebody lost to gravity. Seems so. Gravity.
Gravity. How dare you? So, as you can see, do you wanna voice act? Yeah, that's fun. This is a panel for people who has never done voice acting. At least, not in a project or amongst friends. Maybe you have tried to mimic voices in your lonesome or watching a cartoon or trying to sing like a character, but you never actually delivered lines or YouTube or Twitch, anything like that. So this is a panel for you. And if you have seen this panel before, you might most likely know already what's on it. But we do have some very nice sprinkling from the lovely Italiana.
Thank you very much, I guess.
So yeah, one thing I gotta say right out of the gate, if you want to do voice acting, hobby or professional, or singing for that matter, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to look silly or, fail like I just did with saying Italian, that's not how you say. Is that how you say people? Italian?
Yes,
Italiana. Okay.
Italiana, that's right.
Okay, nice.
Una persona italiana.
Italian lessons for all of you. So yeah, do you have anything to add before we actually start?
We can start.
Okay, next please. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way.
Oh, yes, it is. Don't say that. Da, 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 da.
She doesn't like that one. But I do, because I still use it. It's a free program that is like the basics of basics of basics. You can download it anywhere, it doesn't take much space, and it's relatively simple to learn. I've seen some professionals even use it when they're on the go, so it still works, it still delivers quality, and yeah, that's about it. Just download it and have fun, I guess. Try it out. There are silencer, there are click removal, they have all the basic stuff that you would need. And for people who doesn't know what click removal is, it's when you have a computer or maybe with your mouse or anything that becomes a click, then the program is able to sense or listen to what is actually doing that and take it out of the audio without damaging the rest of the audio. Very nice.
Yeah, it works on frequencies. If you ever if you studied physics, you might know that sounds are made of frequencies, which frequencies are simply waves. Okay, sinusoids. And oh no, mathematics. Oh no, please no maths.
Gotta ride the wave, bar.
And all the digital audio workstations that, we have some examples here, of course, but pretty much all the digital audio workstations, they all have built-in called plugins. They're called plugins, like for example, the clicker you spoke about. There are also compressors, equalizers, but it's not important at the moment. This is a technical part we are not touching yet. No! We lost the violinist. No, just kidding. Let's say that some digital audio workstations are not free, like the ultra super powerful professional ones. But do we need the super powerful professional one at the moment? No, we don't. So you can both choose Audacity, which my Flitterkriz explained it already. I am a very big, huge, enormous Reaper user, which is the software with the, the Reaper tool. It's coming for us. No, please no. Reaper is like a scarecrow, because once you open Reaper, you get scared, because you start to think, oh my god, this is too difficult, I will never understand it. That's not true, because Reaper has too many things, because it's for, it is used by, for example, musicians, podcast editors, audio editors, radio stations. So it's difficult, but if you select the only things you need, it will work just fine. You have to choose your starter.
So, Squirtle, Charmander, or the best one, Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur is cute.
Yes, and it has so much. Okay.
But cheaper.
I know, I'll say some too much.
Yes.
You
can About the recording space. One day, a dear friend and colleague of mine, listen to this paragraph because you don't know it. A good friend and colleague of mine from the radio station I work for told me, I really like to record, in the area where the stairs are, because there is a lot of echo and the reverb. I wanted to. No, we're not volunteer, but yes, exactly. That was pretty much my reaction, and I had to smile all the time like this, just not to. When you have to find the right place to record, as you can see from the images, you're like telling, why are we recording in a box? Because recording in these kinds of, let's say, boxes help removing, or better, preventing the entrance of, let's say, unwanted sounds and reverbs in your microphone. What is a reverb? Reverb is what you're hearing now, because my sound exits from the speaker. Thank you very much. It exits from the speaker and it starts to bounce all over the room. Okay, that's a reverb, when the sound from there bounces there and there and there and there, and you have this effect, this metallic effect you can hear from my microphone. It's completely normal.
One thing I want to add, if you're like me and have a problem visualizing stuff, you can imagine it when you're making rings in the water, and then it's basically hitting a rock or anything, and then the wave starts bouncing the other way. So there's more reverb, aka, or echo you have, there's more messy it becomes your recording. And the baseline with recordings is that you need to have only your voice. If you have anything else, it messes up where you need to put the voice in with all the other noises that you want to have. Prof actually has a very good quote when it comes to what to do with audio editing. Okay, I just want to make sure he gets the credit. Audio editing means first taking away noises and then adding voices. Because you you take away the voices you don't know, then you take away the noises you don't want, and then you add the ones you do want.
Sounds crazy, because wait, Flitterkriz, you're telling me you're going to remove sounds to remove noises and sounds to add sounds.
Yes,
that's the point, because let's make a stupid example, okay? Flitterkriz today is going to record a line of a character who has to deliver a line in a park with birds and bears. No, maybe not bears. Birds.
If there's bears, then we're in trouble.
Wolves. Oh. Okay. And so she has to record. Then we are going to polish the sound from maybe, I don't know, maybe an ambulance decides to pass the exact moment you record. He starts to insult somebody. No, gravity,
Okay, fine.
gravity, ladies and gents, gravity. Maybe an ambulance passes, so the audio editor has to remove the sounds or to cut away the bloopers, because maybe she does not, we do not pronunciate a word very well, we mess up with something, so we have to cut the bloopers away and put them in blooper reels.
And blooper reels are worth gold when you're done with a project.
They
I can promise
do.
you, people love them.
They do. And finally, we have to, during the audio editing, we have to add the... What is it?
I don't know. Everything I touch crumbles. Yeah, I think I'm just.
It's okay. It's what he said. Everything's gonna be alright.
Yes, we do. In case you guys didn't hear, Pegasuses have trouble with gravity. Yes,
Okay, so yeah, back to what we were saying. Audio editors then have to add the sound, the noise of the right ambience we are in. So we have to add, for example, wind, birds chirping, maybe people or ponies, in this case, walking around, very far away chit-chatting. Like the audio design is a very big study, and you have to visualize audio. You have to visualize all the possible sounds, but to do that, you need to record in silent places.
So that is why very often people, you can see on the very top above the very fabulous silver quilt that you might see from YouTube, you see some wool blankets on the bed. What a lot of people do when they can't afford buying the proper sound equipment to sound isolate?
Yeah, isolate.
Yeah. A room. They use wool blankets, pillows, anything they can find to muffle as much around them. A lot of people do the very cheap way and just have a wool blanket over the microphone and themselves while they record. Because
I used to do that when I did not have the studio.
Yeah,
I used to do that.
it works, and it gives you time to find out if this is really something for you and something you want to invest money in. Because you can do a lot with minimum equipment, but after a certain time, if you go up in the level of work and quality, then you sadly have to invest to, just like any farmer needs proper tools, proper tractors, any career needs proper tools at a certain level. What you can also see is small old-time music, portable vocal booths,
Yeah.
Booths.
boxes. Those are some recommendations from Silver Quill. Then the blue-black one, he actually takes with him to cons where people have like these buttons they can record their own saying and voices on that you can buy from him. Very cool. I did it myself. They are portable and extremely nice to have when you are like on the move or you are in between work. Like say if I were to go to a con right after this, then I would bring with me one of the portable boxes and I could still record for projects and works and other stuff like that, even if I was on the travel. Of course, you can also still use it on a primary basis if you don't want to have a full room. So this is like a better, cheaper option than covering a full room in stuff. But again, you also need to think about what's behind you. So that's why it's good to have a wool blanket behind you and then having your back to the wall. Because again, everything that bounces sounds more and more and more and more. Do you have any experience with the boxy boxies?
I don't have experience with the boxy boxes, but I have experience with the strange gray triangles because my studio is fully covered with those. These are isolation panels.
Yeah.
And they are, of course, used the same way boxes work. The sounds, how does it work? Imagine, as she said before, the sound is like a wave, okay? Now imagine sound doing this, okay? I'm not kidding, sounds actually do this. Imagine sound doing this, entering in those small pyramids, and what happens? They enter in the pyramid and they become flat because the sound starts to bounce through the faces of the pyramids, and then no reverbs.
It literally eats it. So here we have the technical explanation for it.
The more spiky is the pyramid, the more it eats the sound.
So for once, spike is good. Pun not intended, but yeah. Then I think we can go over to next.
Of course we can.
I like microphones.
Me too. I prefer dynamics.
Yeah, I have a bit of experience with a little bit of different ones. So I haven't found the same either. Next please. Thank you. So what you have here are some of the more regular recommendations that I do. That I have a little bit experience using myself. And other recommendations due to different price classes. Like I said, if you want to try to have proper equipment, you sadly need to pay a little bit. The cheapest one I could find that has decent quality is the snowball. It's around 40 to 50 euros last time I checked. Of course, prices can vary depending on where you live, where you get it from, and the quality of the mic. If you buy it used, or if you buy it brand new, or maybe a different model of that brand, that could also affect the price. Röde NTNU USB mic mini condenser, I can't say all of that without reading it, is a very smaller, more portable one that is about this. Piccolo, as they say in Piccolo, yeah. Röde is a Swedish brand. As a Norwegian, this hurts me to say they make good mics because normally the friendly infighting between the Nordics are always fun. But they make good mics that I can recommend. I also used their mics for many years, but right now I have what is called the Blue Yeti, and that has different settings between two people, music, or a person, or the whole group. So of course, me doing singing or voice acting, I always keep it to one person. So it focuses all the energy towards there instead of everything around it. It helps expanding the lifetime of the microphone as well. And one thing I gotta say, because I've seen it so many times, you see how she's holding the mic? You see how it's far away from the actual muffle?
I mean, who grabs the microphone here?
Rappers do.
You're right.
And a lot of people comment because they do.
Yeah, looks cool, but I'm hurting before my. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You don't want to.
It damages the mic, and one of the main things is that we have sweat and stuff. And salt and water is a big no for microwaves. They get very salivating.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
You get offended. And then, time for me to showcase some of the best 3 singing microphones I've ever used. The one at the very, you're sitting like that, so right, the XXL XC58, it's an exact clone of the very famous Shure SM58. It's because every single microphone that has 58 is like a direct clone of how the popular Shura is built. If you're asking what the hell am I saying, imagine like have you ever saw that classic round small microphone that every singer has during a concert? That is, or maybe similar, the famous Shure SM58, which is they say it's the best dynamic singing microphone. Oh no, but you said dynamic, what is it? This is a dynamic microphone. If I move it,
You will not hear me anymore. I mean, you can still hear me if I raise my voice, but there's no need to do that.
basically a dynamic microphone is unidirectional. It records only the line, okay? While there are other microphones, for example, the one in the center, the M1MSRP, oh my gosh, it's like it's very hard to say it.
Or a lot of numbers and letters.
Yeah, or similar. Always remember that there are clones of these microphones, okay? And just letting you see the ones I touched with my hands. The one in the middle is a condenser cardioid microphone that has switches. It has a small button here, a small switch, that transforms the microphone itself or in a omnidirectional that can catch every sound in the room. Like you place it in the center of the room and it catches all the sounds. Then you switch it again and it becomes dynamic and it records only the line.
So, for people, sorry to cut you off.
No problem.
For people who doesn't quite understand like USB mic or condenser mic, USB mic means that it is a direct cable that is a USB cable to the computer, which is what people usually starts out with. When you come later up in the game, you start using the condenser because it's even more silent and it gives better quality. But that means you need an extra box, and that box needs electricity, and that box needs cables, and then you have cables all over.
Yeah, and this mic, like Flitterkriz, let you see USB mic. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just bumped me. I'm hurting myself this week.
Oh, your hello took a screenshot. It
Gravity
happens.
strikes again.
It's okay, it will pass. You need to do the other one too? Sorry, I'm
Sure,
I do it.
I give up.
Gravity today is our enemy, it seems. So, as I was telling you earlier, yeah, Flitterkriz is there, it's right. The microphone she showed you they are all USB, right? Okay, they are all USB. The ones I am showing you need an audio interface because they are like Flitterkriz. Like Flitter said, these guys need an extra box to work to give them the right amount of voltage and electricity because these guys need the right amount of voltage or they will never ever work. Finally, we have the VIP of today, the Audio-Technica AT2020. Audio-Technica AT2020 is like one of the greatest microphones I ever had. Because, product placement. Because
Not sponsored.
No, not sponsored. Just here to share our experiences, which is what like voice actors and musicians do all the time. This microphone is absurd because it needs total silence, or it's going to record also the insect flying out of your window. For example, I know a musician who uses this microphone, which is Monwi. Hello, Monwi, if you're watching us. Monwi has this mic, and when I go to his studio, I put the headphones on to hear myself in the mic, and I always say something like, "Hey, you have to close the window." But I I open the window at the end of the house. I don't care, close it. I can hear the sounds of birds chirping and insects flying.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you have to turn off the refrigerator for 3 hours.
That's so true. That's true. That's completely true. Maybe you have refrigerators that go all the time. And so you have to turn that off. My food. We don't care about the food.
Or if you have some friends over, or you know, roommates, and they decide to start making dinner or eating dinner, and then you have
nightmare. So yeah, the last guy you see there, the 80-20-20, is he wants like me when I go, for example, to class. They want total silence. Silenzio. Kind of. Perfect. We can move to the next one. Thank you.
pop filter.
What is a pop filter?
It makes you. No, actually not. It does the opposite. It makes you not pop. Because when you're saying different letters like or yeah, that doesn't really sound good.
Like imagine a person who's speaking and it goes pretty much like this. I'm removing the pop. This is a pop, okay? I'm removing this. Ponies of Equestria, how are you doing? People. I'm saying it again. People or ponies or I don't know, or paprika princess. I mean, you're going to explode with this piece going on. So I put the pop on and magically
Smoother. Yeah, smoother. Exactly. That is what they're for. To help raise the quality and lessen the poor workload on our dear.
isn't it? He knows something.
He knows. So what we have here, you saw already the one that looks like a top of your thumb. That's the one we have here. You also have one that is, depending on how thick you're able to find, the thicker the better.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's slim, then it's basically doing nothing. I've been able to find ones that are about like a pointy finger thick, which is can be hard to find, but it is possible. They can help you until you're able to find like one of the thumbs or the glorious F2 professional microphone pop filter, acoustic filter for 45 milliliter and 60 milliliter.
The so-called giant boxes. Yeah, like because I went to some like in my experience I went to many Italian singer studios during my experiences, and every time I went to the studios they always had this one. Why this one? Because first of all, this one, the F2, let's say, the F2 simulates a room. It simulates around the microphone a completely silent room. And so, other than filtering the pops and the S's and everything, it also creates the right ambience. The other one is a normal pop filter just for pops that you put here, not too close.
Yeah, the first ones that we showed are perfectly fine for beginners. The one that single one.
No, Singa is fine. Singa is fine.
Yeah. Singa is showing is when you want higher quality and stuff. So don't feel threatened. This is more what you want to do, and we're giving you options. Of course, don't take anything we say for good. Find out for yourself. Do research. Read books. Take classes. Anything. We're just sharing our experience and trying to give our best recommendations.
We can continue, of course.
Oh, no, not this.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to. But this happened in my experience. Some people who told me, "Come on, I want to record stuff and hear myself, but every time I try to hear myself, I I have latency in my ears, which means you're not synchronized. I'm not synchronized. What headphones are you using, the person you're asking me? I'm using the AirPods. Don't. I know that AirPods are cool and good, but for recording, they're terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
One of the also big traps with those is that your computer can decide to, let's say, in the middle of a long recording, you were like, oh yeah, I'm doing good, I'm getting stuff done, fantastic. Then, when you're done after a 5-hour recording, you find out that the computer decided to change its microphone you were using. So it went to the little microphone that is on your AirPods or in your AirPods. So
Funny, huh?
when you listen to the audio, it's crispy in the background and you can't use any of it. And you have to redo
And you cry.
4 hours of recording. Talking for 4 hours, I don't know if anyone of you have done that lately.
Right.
It can hurt your voice a lot. And you don't want to do that anymore. So when you're recording, please go into your settings, disable, not just take them away, disable them, and only have the microphone you're using for recording active on your computer. And when you're using headphones, please next one.
Yes.
Use one of them who doesn't have a microphone. I don't care if they're poopy and cheap, but as long as they don't have a microphone, they will at least keep you safe. The headphones I am using is, I see I need to remove some text down, but the one over my OC.
The stereo isolation headphones.
That one, yeah. That is the first headphones I ever got when starting to do voice acting. Now, 7 years ago?
Wow.
I'm old.
You're a professional.
No.
Don't die again. There's no need.
I can do what I want. I'm 32. I'm doing
Okay, fine.
Friendship.
Friendship is magic. Now, time for me to introduce you to the big guy in the middle.
The boy.
What are you? Okay, AKG K240 MKII semi-open headphones. Wait, what is a semi-open headphones? Headphones have 3 categories. They can be closed, semi-open, or open. Closed headphones are the ones that the Ritz uses, because if you look at them, like look at the part that goes over the ear, okay? It's completely like a unique piece, okay? It does not have holes or things.
It's completely sound isolated.
Exactly, like the name, like the name says. It's completely sound isolated, pretty much like the Knox Gear TX100 closed, the name also says it. So, as I was saying, closed, semi-open, and open. The semi-open headphones are, for example, the ones in the center.
But why should I need a semi-open?
You don't need it. You have to select what you're going to do. For example, if you're going to voice act, actually, closed headphones, or voice act or recording anything, closed headphones are the best because it isolates you completely from any sound. And for example, if the dog is barking, you're hearing it in the microphone but not through the headphones, and you're not getting confused. Like, is the dog barking in my headphone or is it going in the microphone?
So basically, you need to know what is happening in the real world and what is happening on your recording. That is why you need the noise cancellation headphones to make sure that what you're editing is actually what you're hearing. Because you do not want to take away maybe your best line delivery, like say, what could possibly go wrong? Or you end up doing, what could possibly go wrong? If you then have to take away the first one because you thought there was somebody else talking in the background,
Mhm.
and you're left with only the bad one. You don't want to do that.
Exactly. Also because when you record with semi-open or open headphones, you risk to have audio return, like the sounds exits from the headphones, enters in the mic that exits again from the headphone, and a terrible loop that ends up in a terrible sound, and you become deaf. It happened to me many times because some times ago I used to record with the semi-open, then I bought some closed ones for recording. Semi-open and open headphones are very good for mixing the audio and mastering because audio gets a bit out of the headphone ambience, and it starts to, let's say, melt and fuse with the ambience around you. Not that much. I mean, like if I wear an open headphone, a person on the other side of the room is not going to hear what the hell is coming out of the headphone. But it is better for building audio areas or for helping yourself with sound effects. You can also mix with a closed one. It does not change that much if you're a beginner. But once you get inside this world, it's a better thing having two different ones. A closed one and a semi-open or completely open one.
Next, please. So, I talked about earlier that you can take classes with some people, or teaching, or group classes. These are some of the few people that I've gotten recommended or have been to myself. Ellie Ray might catch your eye, because yes, Ellie Ray, the voice of Miss May, and Grandma Figgy in GU5 does coaching, both private coaching and in groups. I've had a few of her workshops myself, and her website is basically ellieray.com. Very easy, straightforward. You can find the prices, courses, and she often also works with, I think it's the voice actor for Spike.
What's her name?
Jermaine?
Sorry?
I need to check them. I'm sorry. I should.
I'm confusing myself with Andrea Lippman. It's not Andrea Lippman. Katie West. Thank you. Thank you. Katie West. Thank you very much.
The other three are people you can find on YouTube. They have a lot of free courses, and they also have paid courses that you can look on their website to look at. Look on their websites to order. And the guy up in the corner also do a lot of singing lessons and coaching to help take care of your voice instead of just talking and not warming up or not breathing the right air. Because yes, for some reason the air can affect your voice.
You're speaking with the right people here.
Yes. So I highly recommend just taking a picture of the screen and then look them up later. If you want to, if you haven't already done it.
I'm going next with...
2 seconds left.
Sorry?
Yeah, no. I just wanted to give people a chance to take a picture. But yeah, sorry.
I did not understand that. Okay.
But yeah, I
I
think
didn't
people had some.
know. Good. Okay, sorry guys. So, about the singing part. Who doesn't know her? Cheryl Porter. I mean, it's okay not to know her. Just know that Cheryl Porter is one of the very best vocal coaches in the entire world, because she started to treat the learning of singing and breathing and everything by having fun. Okay, not just study. No.
Sounds like she and Ellie Ray is gonna get along swimmingly.
Oh yeah, like she is very famous for publishing for the people some warm-ups that got very popular among singers. For example, the articulation song or the Mimma Mu, I Need a Girl Like You. There are some vocal warm-ups she writes herself that really help out, and you can find them everywhere: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere you can find her. For the other one is an Italian music teacher, singing teacher. He sings opera singing, and he is an incredible chest breathing teacher. Because when you start voice acting or singing, you need to remember that you have lungs and you gotta use them. Many people forget it because it's normal. It's an involuntary muscle. The diaphragm is an involuntary muscle, and so we sometimes forget about it. But when you voice act and sing, you need to know yourself, know what you have inside, know that you can breathe. You can breathe also deeper, not just here, but also here. And how many times people tells, maybe you heard this thing too, how many times people say, oh, just, use the belly to breathe. Breathing with the belly. I have lungs, you all have lungs. Do you breathe with your stomach? And, no.
The acid-filled
I mean,
that's some impressive lungs.
Because sometimes people don't know how to breathe, and so sometimes teachers say, oh, use your belly, use your stomach. What? Sorry? No, you have to learn breathing with your chest. And Salvatore Cilia is an incredible chest respiration teacher. Incredible.
Next, please. So that kind of goes straight into the next part, which is you and your voice. The thing is, when Singa was talking about how to breathe with your lungs, because normally we only breathe with the top part of the lungs, 1/3 of the lungs. But when they say breathe with your stomach, a lot of us goes all the way down to the belly and try to push it out. That is not what you're supposed to do.
Every time I see this,
What they are actually referring to is your, what's it called in English? It's kind of like middle ground, right underneath the lungs.
You mean the diaphragm?
The diaphragm, thank you. You're supposed to breathe with your diaphragm. It's a muscle made like this. It is made like this. You can Google it afterwards. It's basically the one that helps you keep oxygen properly in your lungs. That's the one you're supposed to breathe all the way down to. The way you're using your lungs, it affects your voice.
And also give your hiccups.
That too.
Too many.
Basically, if you want to go like a little higher voice or put more emphasis, you can feel like you're crunching under your ribs. That is your diaphragm working with you.
And it's a muscle, so it has to. It's a muscle, so you have to keep it trained.
Have to keep it moving. But one thing you might have seen, there are some different people up here. Different ages, different genders, all that shenanigans. Voice acting is for everybody. Voice acting is something everyone can do. As long as you can speak, you can do it. You can sound like an old lady. Or you can sound like a grown man. I don't do the male voice, it's very old.
At my times, people did not bring ponies to conventions.
Back in my days.
Oh, my back has hurt.
So the thing is, your body, you can, like you see, she was crunching over. I was like moving my body left to the right.
It's active.
Also, it's kind of shaping your body to change the sound of how the whole instrument is working. Because voice acting isn't just about the throat, it's about the whole body. And again, you can sound like an old lady when you're young, you can sound like a young one when you're an old man. All of those are depending on your vocal cords and how you, just like any muscle, you exercise them But when I say exercise, it's talking, it's singing, it's doing da 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 da. And all of these are stuff you can find by Googling. It's called vocal exercises.
Yeah.
You're gonna find all the information. Google is an amazing tool that can help you.
I want to say a small thing, because you said a beautiful thing right now. You said that voice acting is everybody. Spoiler, also singing is for everybody. You just have to know yourself and exercise before you do it. Because too many people today listen to people trying to sing and they say, you're tone deaf. And so those people get damaged from those things. Like, it could really hurt somebody. But if you continue to exercise and exercise, like, have you ever heard do you know who Ed Sheeran is? Ed Sheeran, the singer, Ed Sheeran. Okay, very good. We all know how Ed Sheeran sings today. Girl,
It's like a soft pillow.
Yes, exactly. He, during, I think,
Talk show.
a talk show, he showed to the host, let's say, a recording of him singing at like 16, 17. He could not, yeah, it was pretty much like, I could, something like that.
Sorry.
Yes. You could, what Flitterkriz and I are trying to say is that you don't have to put yourselves limits. You want to try it, you can do it, but do exercises.
Like everything else, if you really want to be good at it, you have to put in the effort daily. It's not
Daily.
It's not something that just pops up. It's something that takes dedication, and even when you achieve it, you have to maintain it. So know that when you see an artist, when you see an artist, they spend drawing every day. When you see a dancer, they dance every day. When they get good, they just keep going. Don't do it until you get it right. Do it until you can't get it wrong. And don't let others stop you. Next, please. Here's a little recommendation. It's called the Feelings of Wheels, or Wheels of Feelings. Feelings Wheel. Improvising. It's better to look it up on the website, but this is very small right here. Usually I would have gotten up and started pointing at stuff, but as you might have seen me around the convention, I'm walking with a stick. So, basically it's a wheel that will help you make what is called a demo reel, which is you doing a lot of voices, emotions, maybe a little singing, just to show people what you're capable of, like an old lady, an old man, a kid, a dog, house, cow, anything. I don't know what kind of sounds of a house is, sure. A ghost. So take a picture, write it down, whatever you prefer, write it down, write it down. Next, please. Now we have something that affects your voice, even if you don't like singing it.
But I want to drink coffee every day. What?
Coffee, alcohol, and a lot of other shit is a big no-no, especially right before recording. Of course, not all of these affects everybody, but all of this affects some, and some of it affects the rest. Fast food, fatty food, plays on the vocal cords, and you get like a type of voice. Whiskey, I don't think I have to explain. Smoking gives you that type of voice. Actually, milk does that too. So milk products is also off the table. It's a bit rarer, but it still affects people. So water is your friend. Water is your friend. Not soda, not coffee, all of that. Lays on your vocal.
Yes.
Yeah. Lays on your vocal cords, and it makes things harder for you, and it makes it worse when you're also recording for 5 10 hours. 8 of course, have breaks. It's important to have breaks. You need food, you need toilet, you need to like not speak for 10 minutes. It's important to take breaks because you need to let the vocal cords rest. Yeah, citrus fruits are also one. It's again, it's a rarer one, but it is something. Test these things out actually. When you want to record, just for yourself, test all of these out and see how it affects your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out, okay, what am I good with? What am I not? What is affecting my voice in this and this way?
Yeah.
Maybe one day when I'm sick, I still sound okay, but on sick days I cannot handle the product because then it messes me up, even if it doesn't mess me up on the regular days. Test it out.
Plus, I mean, talking about food because smoke should be completely eliminated. But talking about food and drinks, like if you have that cup of coffee or that day at the fast food, fine. It must not be every single day or every week, for example. You need to be healthier with yourselves.
Yeah.
Because your vocal cords are the mirror of your health.
So, you know, that jogging is starting to sound a bit dreadful, but the jogging actually raises your, what's it called again? Stamina?
Stamina, yeah.
No, not that one. Condition? It makes you able to hold more breath in your voice, in your lungs, and hold it better, use it better. So, even though most of us don't like jogging is highly, highly recommended. If you have bad knees and can't jog, at least go for long walks. And when you get puffy in your cheeks and a bit heavier breath, that is when you know you're actually making progress. If you're just comfortably walking, you might maintain your health, but you're not improving it. So that is a very important. And you might be a bit worried, like, what is the guy who's choking himself about? The thing is, a lot of people, when they're recording choking lines that they're getting, they actually choke themselves or like at least squish on their throat.
That's true.
Don't do it. It can make permanent damage on you.
Mm-hmm.
So please, for the love of Celestial Luna or whoever your favorite princess is, don't do it. Thank you. Next one, please. A few. I have that one too, so it's not something to scoff at. It's actually pretty good. Voice acting for dummies covers a lot of things, both professional and hobby. Autonomy of the voice is for people who like to geek out about your instruments. So very nice. A lot of help tips as well. Pleasing the client getmic.com is Ellie Ray and the person I mentioned earlier, I think. I'm very sorry, I need to write this down. But they have a lot of other workshops together. There you can get together with people from all over the globe and work out together to find out how to do different exercises, all the things I already talked about. Singing athletes focus on how to build your body to be a better singer and voice actor. And the only book I haven't been able to read myself is the Singing Teacher's Guide to Transgender Voices. It is not just for transgender people, it's also for voice actors to sound more like the opposite gender. And it's also for singing and helping you be the best voice actor you can be. Because even if you can only do one voice, you are still a voice actor. You're still as valid. You might have less opportunity for work, but if you have a good one, you have a good one. You might have heard that some Marvel characters are starting to sound like Twilight Sparkle. There's a reason for that. Next, please. And we have the last thing on that is your shenanigans.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you a pair of very, very quick exercises. I'm sorry, I don't wanna. Okay, very good. I'm going to set up so you can. We're starting off with a bit of anatomy, okay? We just knew that people who say, "Oh, breathe with your stomach." No, we don't breathe with the stomach.
Singla? 5 minutes left.
Yes, I can do it. I'm trained to do that. So, pooch, your hands on your flanks. If you have, of course, free hands.
On the hips, because
You can also stand up. If you want to, you can stand up. You are free to do whatever you want. Or just take notes, it's fine. Just, bit of experiment, okay? Now, you know that we have the ribs, okay? And our lungs are inside the ribs because the ribs are bones that protect our lungs from external damages or anything. Now, some of our ribs are attached to the sternum, okay? To this center bone here that singers always put high to do this, because this is done with the lungs. I'm not using my voice to do this. I'm not using vocal cords to do this. I'm using breathing. Stop yelling, singer. So, if you put your hands here and start to breathe very slowly, imagine your hair going to your hands, okay? You will probably hear your ribs starting to move. That is the right way to breathe, okay? You have to put your hair in your hands, and you'll probably start your ribs doing this movement, okay? Not this. Not this one. This is not helping. This one is. So, this is the very first exercise to understand where voice must start. Your voice is not starting here. Your voice is not starting here. It's starting here and not here. This is the stomach. We don't want to start it here.
Don't
It
freak
starts
out.
from the side because our lungs do this and arrive pretty much here, okay, down to the ribs, okay? So you breathe and you send your hair to your hands. And finally, some exercises that are very, very useful while preparing yourself for voice acting or singing. There are the fantastic three: the lip trill, the humming, and the, how do I call the slides? And the slides. For example, oh! You might sound crazy, but just try to do it. Ooh!
I call it a roller coaster.
Oh, you sound like an ambulance. This exercise prepares your vocal cords to cover all the sounds you have. Because maybe you don't know it, but you can go very high or very low. You don't know it. You just do the slide and do the chords. Then we have the classic lip trills. Or okay, us Italians have this very strong R, okay? R, the R, no R. So it's like an engine starting. You can combine the slides with the lip trills. We sound like engines. Yes, let's go. And finally, humming. Both, you can do it with musical scales like Flitterkriz or with slides. And how am I supposed to hum correctly? Is there a way to hum correctly? Yes. When you send your hair to the mouth and not to the nose, so close your nose. You like if you close your nose and you feel something like everything is stopped compressing inside of you, that's the right thing, because sound has to exit from the mouth and not from the nose. So when you do ums, if you feel your lips like trembling a bit,
Vibrating.
Vibrating, right, exactly. When you feel your lips vibrating, like you can also touch them if you can. That's the right way to hum because you're doing the right exercise.
And that is everything. Thank you so much for coming.
I have to run away. Very quick, but really, thank you to every single one of you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I stay here, so if you have any questions, I can answer them for 1 minute.
I have to run away, so bye-bye! Have a good convention, everyone! See you!
Thank you.
See you on February. Thank you!
Yeah, just leave the door open. Yeah. Any questions before we have to actually tell something? Oh, okay.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the breathing out at the end of the line when you're doing voice acting? I don't know the proper English term, but when you're
The breath control.
the breath at the end.
The best thing you can do is basically train yourself on how hard you're breathing and gain a control over it. That's the only thing that helps. I had another person, a girl, she was a very heavy breather, mouth breather, and I told her, you have to start breathing more with your nose and doing exercises on how you are breathing when you're talking. Because yes, there are always air that comes out when you talk, but it also how hard are you breathing. In some voices, the air is supposed to come out, and others when you're talking softer, they're not. So it really is just trial and error, and get to know your voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.